Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Professor Edler, and I will be the instructor for the course. My office phone number is 903-875-7406. My cell phone number is 940-642-5219. My email address is scotty.edler@navarrocollege.edu. My office is located in AB 230, but for the purposes of this course, we will meet online or by telephone. My office hours this term are Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Tuesday, Thursday, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Other times are available by appointment, including weekends. All you have to do is email or call and schedule an appointment, and we will come up with a time to meet in private. Now a little about myself. My hometown is Lewis, Delaware. It's one of the oldest towns in the United States. It was founded in 1631. As you can see, Delaware is a much different place than Texas. It's mostly coastal. It's approximately the size, if you look at Sussex County there at the bottom where I grew up, its length, its width, is essentially as long as Galveston Island is there in Texas. Sussex County from the Atlantic Ocean to the Maryland line is about 30 to 33 miles. State is very small. I think that the last time I checked, about 3 or 4 Delawares would fit into the size of Houston. So this is a very small place. Newcastle County, suburbs of Philadelphia, highly industrial. Dover, less so, and Sussex County, when I was younger, was more of a farming community. That has obviously changed. It is now mostly, if you look at the right-hand side where Lewis, Rehoboth Beach are, very, very much they are retirement areas, places for people to vacation. Most of the farming in this area is done from Georgetown west. So you can see from some of the pictures here, one of them is a picture of the welcome sign to Lewis, Delaware. It's a reproduction of one of the lighthouses that sits out in the harbor. There are 2 lighthouses that actually do sit out in the harbor. One of them is a breakwater, the Delaware Breakwater, built in the 1820s. The other one is the National Harbor of Refuge. Both of these were built and designed to protect shipping during storms. The last thing down on the lower right-hand corner is we have a state park that used to be a World War I, World War II military facility called Fort Miles, named after General Nelson Miles. And these are control bunkers. They were used not only to control the minefield that was within the Delaware Bay, but also to triangulate the big guns that were on shore that they could then shoot at the enemy. And yes, there were German submarines that did try to get up the Delaware Bay during World War II, obviously going after the ports of Wilmington and Philadelphia. So lots of history here, a very old town. In comparison to, say, Texas, I would say that the best thing I could, time-wise, I could link this to would be San Antonio in the length of how long people have lived here since the founding of the New World. I graduated from Cape Henlopen High School in 1998, and then I went on to Delaware State University in Dover, Delaware. I got my Bachelor of Arts in History in May of 2003. My faculty advisor and mentor was Dr. William Henry Flahart III, and I did write a major paper at that time over the Hohenstaufen dynasty, a look at some of the Holy Roman Empire's more misunderstood monarchs, and that was my first real major paper. I did join Phi Alpha Theta, the National History Honor Society, in 2002. I was actually the Delaware State University's chapter president from 2002 to 2003. I also won the George Washington Leadership Award in 2003. I graduated in 2003, obviously. I went on to get my Master's of Arts in History. I completed that in May of 2006. My thesis director and mentor was Dr. Dirk Lindemann, and my thesis was an exploration of the last German Kaiser, Wilhelm II. The title was The Fall and Exile of Wilhelm II, the Last German Kaiser. It was meant to be a reassessment 100 years after the war. I'm also currently in the process of finishing my Master of Science in Political Science. My thesis director is Dr. Gregory Petro. I have been working on the thesis aspect of it right now. My main field in political science is constitutional law and comparative politics. From 2003 to 2006, I worked at Midwestern State University, which is where I got my master's degree, and I was a graduate assistant. From there, my first teaching job was at North Central Texas College. I first started on the Gainesville campus, then I worked for a year at the Bowie campus, and then I finished up at the Corinth campus. I worked there from July of 2007 to August of 2010. I have been with Navarro College since 2007. I started in August of 2007. I've worked on every campus. I worked in Corsicana, I worked in Midlothian, I've worked in Waxahachie, I've even done a class in Mexia and Ennis. So I've been around Navarro for quite a while. I did take a year off from August 2010 to August 2011. When I came back in August 2011, I was strictly online. So since 2011, I have only taught online classes unless they ask me to come and teach a winterim or a winter semester, which is usually 2 to 3 weeks. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll come out, spend some time with my wife's family, and teach. It's 2 weeks and then 2 weeks. But most of the time, you won't have a chance to have me on campus. From 2011 to present, I have been working also at Galveston College. I started there in 2011. My wife went to medical school at the University of Texas Medical Branch in Galveston, so we relocated, obviously why I stopped working at Navarro in August of 2010. And I have been there ever since. I also, since April of 2016, have worked at Southern New Hampshire University, where I am currently an adjunct instructor. Most of the courses I teach for you guys, I teach U.S. History 1, U.S. History 2, Western Civ 1, Western Civ 2. Up until last semester, I taught Texas History, but we have discontinued that class. And for you guys, I also teach federal government and Texas government. My upper level division classes that I mainly teach at the university level, I teach a seminar in World War I, a seminar in World War II. They are my primary special classes. I also teach modern European history, modern Russia, modern Germany. I have also helped teach the Arab-Israeli conflict class. I have taught Renaissance and Reformation. I have taught ancient world, Greece and Rome. And one course that I have been working on and I have taught once or twice is actually a very interesting class on dictators in the modern era, looking at Hitler, Stalin, Mussolini, Saddam Hussein, and many others over the last 150 years. It's a very interesting class. I've also taught European conquest of the New World, mainly focusing on the European aspect of that conquest. These are some of the professional memberships that I have. First of all, and probably the most important, I am a member of the American Historical Association. I'm also a member of the Texas Community College Teachers Association, the Texas State Historical Association. I am a lifelong member of Phi Alpha Theta, National History Honor Society. I'm a member of the Galveston Historical Foundation, the Delaware Historical Society, the Lewis Historical Society in Lewis, Delaware, the Milton Historical Society in Milton, Delaware, And I'm also a member of the Steamship Historical Society of America and the Community College Humanities Association. In my personal life, I am married. My wife is named Melissa. She is an OBGYN. She finished medical school in 2014 and finished residency in 2018. Some of the things we like to do for fun, living along the Gulf Coast, whether it's been Mobile or Galveston, we are very much into Mardi Gras. You can see from the picture above, that was from a parade. I want to be clear that I am nowhere near that heavy. That was a rare 30-degree night at a parade. I think I had every jacket I owned on, considering that living on the Gulf Coast, you don't normally, have heavy coats. We usually go every year to Mardi Gras. We have friends that are in the crews, so we go to balls and parades. Another thing me and my wife are very much into is we love Halloween. We love haunted houses. So during the fall, you can usually tell where we're at because we'll be at some either haunted house or theme park. The picture I posted is from Busch Gardens in Tampa Bay at their annual Hallow Scream event. We do try to go to Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Studios every year. I think we've missed 1 year out of the last 5 or 6, and that was only because we were in the process of moving. So we do enjoy that, mainly in the fall. We also like boating. I did own a boat for a while. I did sell it at one point recently, maybe buying a new one, who knows. But this is a picture of us. We were in the Intercoastal Waterway between Orange Beach. I think it was between Orange Beach and Gulf Shores, Alabama. You can see the beautiful sunset. We love going to the beach. We love being on the water. Unfortunately, we don't get to go as much as we'd like, but we do enjoy that. And the picture there on the left is us from a few years ago at a friend's wedding. So just a little bit about me. And finally, I have 2 teaching assistants. I say that because I usually teach from home. When I teach from home, my dogs are usually with me upstairs in the office. As a matter of fact, I have one on me or on my feet right now. The one on the left is Rosie. She's a half Weimaraner mix. She is the one that you will probably see. She's about, on 4 legs, she's about 2.5, 3 foot tall. But a lot of times I'll be teaching and I'll do your videos for you. When I'm doing the videos, you'll see her nose pop up, or sometimes she'll put her paws right on the chair and stand straight up to get my attention. I try to keep her behaved as much as possible, but if you see her every now and then, she's just popping in to say hi. She's usually fairly quiet unless someone knocks on the door downstairs, and then I might have to mute the mic because she'll bark at them. The one on the right is Cole. He's a half black lab, half dachshund. It's a strange combination, I know. He no longer walks up the stairs, so he's usually during the day not a problem unless I carry him up here. So you probably at this point won't see him. You wouldn't see him anyway. He's only about 1.5 feet tall on 4 legs, maybe 2.5, 3 foot tall at the highest when he stands on his hind legs. So chances are you may hear them but never see them. So I apologize in advance if they do interrupt any of our proceedings. Okay, that's pretty much about me. Go ahead and go on to the next section.